Welcome to my fourth video on Cisco IOS command automation. In this video I'm going to talk about working with running and startup configurations on Cisco routers and switches. If you'd like to look at the previous three videos which I've done on this subject, here are some short links to them if you want to go and have a look at those first. Okay, I'll jump straight into it. I've got a subdirectory on this Linux box which is currently empty, and I've got 10 Cisco switches, and I want to get the running configuration and the startup configuration for from all 10 of those switches. Now you could use methods like logging into each one manually and issuing a command to copy the configuration to a TFTP server and then get the file from the TFTP server and put it into your directory for backup. But I've got a better way of doing it, or I think is better. If you've seen the previous videos, you'll recognize this script, multi.exp. What it does is it looks in the file Cisco hosts and it gets the list of my 10 switches in there. There's also authentication information in there as well, so it can log into each switch. And it's going to run a small shell script called getconfigs, and that's the script that will actually log into each switch and download the two configs that we need, the startup and the running config, as you can see it running through here. So very shortly it should successfully do all 10 of those. Looking good. So now if we look in the config subdirectory, we've got a load of files in there. Let's just change into it. And we can see that we've got the running config, so for switch 57, that's our running configuration. And that's the startup configuration. And it's the same for all of the other switches which are there. Now, one of the things that Cisco admins sometimes have to be careful of is under normal configuration, your startup configuration and your running configuration on Cisco switch or router are normally the same. If they're different, it means either one, you're just making some changes and you're about to commit them and get them matched in line again, or something's gone wrong. So wouldn't it be great if we had a script that could log into each switch and just run a check that could download both configurations and then check that they're the same, and if they're not, let us know. Well, I think you know where this is going. As well as a script called getconfigs, I've got one called compareconfigs. And if we run this, it logs into each switch in turn, it gets the running config, it gets the startup configuration, it then compares them, and if they're not the same, it should tell us. And straight away it tells us that the first switch, C2950-07, is telling us that the configurations are different. It's showing me the differences as well. It's a little bit cryptic, it uses the Unix diff command, but at least it's making it very clear that there is a difference, and it's giving us a clue that it's something to do with the IP name server configuration. So let's log into that switch. And let's try and work out what's going on. I use the right command, of course. So let's show the running config first. Now this is all looking okay. We can see we've got our IP name server set up here. That's the correct IP name server on my local area network. Let's have a look at the startup configuration. Now we can see here under the IP section here of the configuration there's no mention of a name server. Now my guess is that the name server was configured on the switch, but then I forgot to issue the all-important copy running config to startup config command. Now at the moment the switch is running okay, but if this switch was to reboot, it would lose its name server configuration, and that could cause all sorts of problems. So it's quite easy to fix in this case. I simply just need to copy my running config to my startup config. And now show the running config again. That hasn't changed, but crucially startup config has now got the correct IP name server details in there. Now I'm not finished yet, because I'll log out of the server and let's just run the compare configs shell script again. through multi, and if everything's okay, it should report that all 10 switches have a startup configuration and a running configuration that match. Well, we seem to fix the 2950-07, which is good news. And these other configs are looking okay as well. So we can see here that we've got two very useful tools. We've got one tool that allows us to get the copy the backups, to copy the configurations into a directory, so we've got them as a backup. So should the configuration on any of these switches get modified accidentally or corrupted, we've got something to fall back on. And we've also got a very nice utility that we can run on a regular basis that will compare the configurations and will alert us to any that are mismatching and might cause problems if there was a switch reboot. So I hope you found this useful. If you like what you saw and you'd like to find out some more details, please get in touch. My email address is on the screen now, and thank you for listening.